There will be an interesting report released tomorrow, which is based on a condemnation of, or at least a questioning of, quote, Mickey Mouse degrees. And an article in the Daily Telegraph will focus attention on De Montfort University in Leicester. That's the university that was nearest to where I went to school. And one particular degree that they single out is a degree for comic art. There's also a list of degrees and how much students are earning 5 years after graduation. It's interesting that among those degrees is architecture, fashion, events management, criminology, fine art, film, photography, English literature. So I don't think calling out a degree about comic art, the complexity of comic art, if you haven't seen the amazing work of Joe Sacco, if you haven't seen the importance of Mouse or Persepolis, then I'm afraid you haven't come across the great scope of comic art, of the graphic novel, of the bande dessinée. It's an amazing art form. I've dabbled in it a little myself. I did quite a lovely comic strip a while ago in Greece, and I think I got to about 8 or 9 pages before it was finished. It's never been published in English as far as I know, and one day, but I would have to sit down and rework it all. And I thought this whole idea of the balance between text and illustration was very complex to maneuver and to manage. And I would have welcomed an undergraduate degree in that particular subject and that specialization. And I think it's something that in time is popular. One can't judge the quality, the utility of a university degree on whether people are earning large fortunes after 5 years. This is very silly. A university is about teaching people to think, and in a way it doesn't matter what subject. Teaching people to think, we enter a world of abstract thought and greater thought, and we enter it through a specific door. This person may enter it through the door of economics or through mathematics. Mathematics, of course, requires a really dynamic and savagely clear brain to identify what is precise and what is clear. Many of us cannot do that. But we enter this world, this room of greater thought through a specific door. And if that door is needlework or comic art, all well. Because one's still learning the same technique of being able to analyze, dissect, understand, report. In my case, I studied theology. I don't see very much practical use for that, but it's been endlessly. The training that I had when I was an undergraduate has been endlessly useful in looking at law, in looking at history, in looking at English literature and language, in looking at and examining film and theatre, and contributing to many of these in a practical way. And it was that it was that remorseless demand that I received when I was an undergraduate to be able to hold 2 conflicting ideas at the same time, to give credit to concepts that I didn't agree with, and to approve of things that I really disliked, and to find the reasons, to reason and to debate, to process information quickly, to read a book at speed. All of these things are present in whatever subject somebody is studying at a higher level of education. All of these things. And to talk about Mickey Mouse subjects is to misunderstand, and I am disappointed deeply that our government ministers are using this language, or apparently using this language, but we will find out far more tomorrow.